Hi. Hi. Everybody's tired. Come on, it's only Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Well, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Jorge Bernal. Diego Boneta, Carla, el señor Luis Miguel La Serie. Vamos a estar hablando de muchísimas cosas en el día de hoy. We're going to talk about great things today, especially a series that we're very proud of in the network, Luis Miguel La Serie. Did everybody see it last Sunday in its premiere in Telemundo? If you didn't, just walk right out. We won't say anything. Just walk off that. Just kidding. Watch it. It is freaking amazing. In Telemundo, we're very excited because we're having very much success. We've had great success in the groundbreaking daily super series genre, which, as you all know, has dominated the Spanish language television weekdays at 10 p.m. for the last 3 years. Telemundo launched now a new Sunday primetime franchise titled Series Premium, featuring high-end premium content as never before seen on Spanish language television. And our president, Mr. Luis Silberwasser, tell us exactly what is this new franchise, Series Premium.
Thank you, Jorge. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Listen, I think that if I sort of look at Telemundo over the last few years, I think one of the things that has always been part of our DNA or what we've tried to do is always try to do something different, try to give the audience a new type of content that differentiates ourselves versus the competition, but also the fact that we want to be able to keep pace with the audience, the way the audiences are watching television today. And one new innovation that we've done, and you spoke about super series, but we've also were the first ones in the United States to bring bio-musicals or bio-series to the market. And we said, you know what? The audience is changing, the desire for high-quality content is changing in a way that I think we can have a space on Sunday nights to introduce a variety of series that are premium, what we call premium series, that are short in nature. So we're talking about 10 to 15 episodes. We're talking about intellectual property and stories that are impactful, that are sort of a higher type of concept, that are going to have amazing talent, and in case Diego Boneta, for example, on our first premium series. And the way is that, or what we hope is that the audiences will look at Sunday nights in Telemundo as appointment television. It is the night to watch high quality, short form content in US Hispanic and the Spanish language market. And we have a pipeline that is really second to none. You know, very, very proud to have Luis Miguel the series to be the first one of this premium series that we're introducing on Sunday nights. I don't think there's any other series that represents as well what the concept of premium series is about. But we have a whole array of new series, a pipeline of series, whether it's a crime series like Falco that we're bringing to the table, whether it's El Secreto de Selena, for example, which is another one, or The Life of Nicky Jam, for example, or one that is produced originally by Telemundo, a thriller called El Recluso. So over the next 12 months, you'll see on Sunday nights some of the best content on Spanish language television.
On Telemundo. Like, I'm excited. I am obviously part of the Telemundo family, and when you see the roster, when you see the forward thinking of the network, it really brings it home, and you have this sense of orgullo that it's just sometimes hard to describe. So I think we have a sneak peek, Mr. Silberwasser, that we want to show the audience.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you who didn't watch the episode on Sunday night.
No, they left already. The ones that didn't see them, they left. I asked them to.
But we wanted to bring you a short clip that gives you a very good taste of the quality of the series, the quality of the acting, the quality of the story, and an amazing character like Luis Miguel who comes to life in this series.
Go video.
Si me permite, me gustaría aprovechar esta noche para presentarle a un cantante que es mi hijo.
Señoras y señores, con ustedes, Luis Miguel.
Hola, familia.
Salud.
En mi carrera y en mi vida personal, ya no te puedes meter, ¿está claro?
Tu madre nos quiere ver.
necesitamos ir a las autoridades y declararla oficialmente desaparecida. Escúchame bien, no soy tu proveedor, no soy tu empleado, soy tu hijo.
Yo no sé dónde estoy parada cuando estoy contigo. Estás tú, tu carrera, tu papá.
Para llegar a la cima, uno tiene que hacer muchos sacrificios. Cuando llegas, te das cuenta que es un lugar muy solitario.
Luis Miguel, The Series, premieres Sunday, April 22nd on Telemundo.
Incredible. I think everybody, regardless of how or when or what your culture is, if you speak Spanish or English, everybody knows who Luis Miguel is. World-renowned, icon, legend, extremely private individual. And we've never seen his story, his life, portrayed through his eyes. So what you guys are going to see in Telemundo, what you guys saw premiere this past Sunday, is that story, la historia de Luis Miguel contada por parte de Luis Miguel, the only authorized bio-series, productora ejecutiva, Carla. How easy, how difficult, how was it to have this product? A possibility? Was it just a crazy idea that you guys had at the beginning? Was it Luis Miguel that approached you guys? How difficult was it to fulfill this dream?
Hi, everybody. Well, we just launched the company 2 years ago, Gato, Grande, which is a joint venture with MGM, with MGM's intent to start doing much more Hispanic-oriented content. Doesn't matter if it's in English or in Spanish, but it had to have a Hispanic DNA. So we partnered and we did this company. And I remember we were having dinner with some friends. One of them happens to be also a producer in the series. And Juan Gabriel had just died. And we were mentioning how much we liked the series on Juan Gabriel that Telemundo aired. And with it started this whole new bio-series frenzy that we're still seeing up to date. And we were just doing this mental exercise of what other artists could be in that same caliber, because he had just died and we were very nostalgic about him because we grew up with his music. And of course, the name of Luis Miguel came up because there aren't that many, you can count them with one hand, artists that have crossed borders and have become so international and have had such a quality. They're 1 in a million or more. So the name came up, and it happens that one of our partners is a childhood friend of Luis Miguel. So through him, we approached him, and he knew a series about his life was coming. It was inevitable. And of course, with this new company, with his friend in it, he saw a great opportunity to do it with people he trusted. And of course, we took him to dinner to Mark Burnett's house, president of television at MGM, and a few bottles of wine later.
That always works.
Of course, all the time. And several dinners later, we formed this team of trust, really. And he felt that he was in safe hands in terms of quality and in terms of people that had his back to tell the story on his terms. And of course, always with the understanding that we weren't going to be shy about it, not because it's the official version, it's going to be one that does not touch on all the questions that surround him, because as you know, there's a lot of mysteries in his life, and we were going to address them full on. And that was talked about and agreed upon since the beginning. And then once we had him sign, I remember meeting Luis Silverwasser, and I said to myself, Telemundo has always been pioneering, has always pushed the envelope, and we really wanted to meet Luis. And I remember we met at Beverly Hills at MGM, and I remember he walked out, and I said, I want to work with this guy. And we did, and they believed in this project from the beginning, when we still had nothing, and here we are 2 years later.
And the project is amazing. I'm gushing over it because, like I said, I am a fan, maybe like you guys are, of Luis Miguel. You know, a fan, loves his music, once in a while goes to his concert, knows the story, but then once you start seeing the series, And it ties everything together. You start realizing things that you never imagined before, and it just opens your eyes to this whole different person, this whole other side of Luis Miguel, which, by the way, is perfectly personified by this gentleman right here, Diego Boneta. And I don't have, seriously, like I met you a couple years ago, and it was still sort of like hush-hush that he was doing this project, and I approached him in a red carpet, and I took a picture with him, and I posed like Luis Miguel, and he looked at me like saying, how the hell do you know that? And then then the media found out, and everybody. And I saw you last Sunday, man. Like the way you act, the way you embody Luis Miguel is uncanny. It's scary how you look like him, how you do his mannerisms, and not only that, you also sing, which we're going to talk about briefly later on. But welcome to this project, and thank you so much for giving life to this musical icon and for being part of the Telemundo family. Diego Boneta, how was the casting process? What did you have to do, and how did you meet Carla, and how did this whole thing come about?
Gracias, Jorge. Really,
I'm serious, man.
It really means a lot. And I still remember perfectly that selfie we took, which was the day that it was announced that I was playing Luis Miguel in New York.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I met Luis as well. The preparation process for this is unlike anything I've ever done. First off, something that was amazing was being able to have pretty much a year to only prep for this, which is an insane amount of time. You know, just to give you an idea for other projects, maybe I've had 2-3 months max. And here, it was really when I first met Carla and Luis and everyone involved, and I understood what they wanted to do and the tone of this product. We had the privilege to sit down and go, okay, what's our goal, and let's work backwards. I had no idea if I was going to be able to sing his songs. There was a lot of questions that I couldn't answer, but at least we had the time to experiment and prep. And it was really 3 things, 3 angles. Which this has never happened before. There was a physical element to the preparation. There was a musical element to the preparation, which was singing all of the songs in the original key. And those of you who've tried singing Luis Miguel in karaoke know what I'm talking about.
Disastrous.
Probably all women, because this guy's voice is really, really high. And then the acting side of things, which was the most important, because at the end of the day, I'm not Luis Miguel, I'm not a singer, I'm an actor, and I'm playing him on a TV show. So with those 3 things in mind, I just split up my days and months for a year to, I hunted down the best acting coach in Spanish by the name of Juan Carlos Corazza, who's Bardem's acting coach, someone who I've always admired, Javier Bardem. And, I prepped with Juan Carlos in Spain for a couple of months and broke down the character and broke down the scripts to really create the role of not Luis Miguel in front of cameras, but the Luis Miguel that no one knows, the one that there's no reference about. So how do you create a character that's a ghost, essentially? So that was the challenge on the acting side of things. And then
did Luis Miguel help you with that aspect of it?
There was
how much
help.
Bonding did you have with Luis Miguel in order to play this role?
Well, a huge advantage was all the research that Carla had already done. So when I came on board, there was a hard drive of so much information that I probably spent 3 hours a day just reading stuff from that hard drive, from meetings, interviews, transcripts, biographies, videos, YouTube videos, because it was a very specific preparation, because it's not just watching Luis Miguel videos. He's been singing for almost 40 years. It was a very specific time that I had to study. It was a 5-year window. So everything was narrowed down to all the stuff that happened in those 5 years and the different stages of his life and how he sung in those 5 years. So it was very narrowed down. It was very specific. So having that was amazing. Counting with Luis Miguel and being able to just not even hear the stories, but just being able to sit down with him was also great, because many times, you know, as Carla was saying, Juan Gabriel came out, and wasn't it on the season finale when he passed away? Or right before the season finale?
It was right before the premiere, actually. Of the series.
Right before
yeah.
the premiere. Alberto was a very close friend of mine. He was a mentor in many ways. And I remember that when he passed away, I mean, still, it really hit me. And it was great to be able to sit down with Luis Miguel. Just the fact that he was still alive and just being able to talk to him and take him in and see how he sat down and what he did with his hands. And I mean, the details. And then him being able to tell me all these stories that happened in those 5 years. And, you know, you should, you know, there's this story, there's this anecdote, there's that. And things that I'm going to, that just helped so much to understand how he was when he was 17 years old. Because I'm not playing him at 48. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a big difference there.
Carla, when you told Luis Miguel about Diego Boneta, how was that? How was that meeting? Was it Diego Boneta from the beginning? How did you say Diego Boneta is the person right for this role?
Well, I mean, imagine waking one morning and saying, okay, we have the deal in place. Now I have to find, or we have to find as a team, the person that's going to play one of the biggest stars in the Spanish-speaking world, right? It's not a small challenge. I lost sleep overnight, at night thinking about that, because not only, as you said it correctly, Jorge, he not only had to sing very challenging songs, not only did he have to act, not only did he have to be good looking and in shape, he also had to live up to the standards of millions of fans and be approved by a very demanding singer, artist like Luis Miguel, who's known to be held to very high standards, right? So we looked everywhere. We looked everywhere. Of course, Diego's name was, since the beginning, on the table. I remember we met for dinner, and I found him absolutely charming. And to this day, I can say, again, 2 years later, there isn't a person that I've met that could have done a better job than Diego. Yeah, for sure. I think that there isn't any better choice in this planet than him to play this role.
I agree with that. And seriously, I think one of the things that you're hearing here is the level of dedication and quality and professionalism that sort of Carla and her team at Gato Grande and MGM, every choice, and we're so proud to be sort of partners with them on this project, because as we sort of want to redefine what Spanish language television is about, this is probably the best example of what it is. You know, from the production, from the directing, the casting, the level of details. It is really amazing, and I congratulate you, Carla and Diego, for what you've done. This is amazing.
These guys, they redid a Luis Miguel video, Cuando Calienta el Sol, from eons ago, and these guys did it to like perfection. Like you're watching the video that they did, and it's like you're watching the original, but it's not the original, it's the one. It's crazy. That's, I mean, it's the level of the detail and the production value and the small things make up huge things on screen. So congratulations to your whole team, Gato Grande, to Telemundo, and Diego, and the whole cast. Mr. Silberwasser, explain to us the importance precisely of the music and the role the music plays as a whole in our network, tied in with the World Cup and all the other stuff that's happening.
Yes, music has been always part of the key components of Telemundo. Even before I came to Telemundo a few years ago, you know, music was always part of Telemundo, of the way it made part of the network, the way we celebrated music. You know, billboards, we're so proud to be here at the Billboard celebrating the 20-year anniversary of the Billboard event and music. And one of the things that we did is, how can we take music, which is such a part of the Hispanic culture and what we feel, and take it beyond the sort of the regular music events and make it part of the whole network. And that's when we sort of said, well, why don't we tell the stories of great artists? And we started with Celia Cruz as a way to bring to life one of the most beloved characters in Spanish music. And we went from there. And then we went Jenny Rivera and Juan Gabriel and now Luis Miguel. So I think what I'm most proud about is sort of how music permeates everything that Telemundo does, not only from the performance part, but also now from the drama and the fiction. And it's something that it's very ingrained in everything that we do from day to night on Telemundo. And even now, as you mentioned, on sports, we're very proud to bring for the first time the World Cup in Russia this summer, only on Telemundo. And one of the things that we said is, how do we bring music into the World Cup experience? And you know, in every World Cup, there's sort of official music, and all those things will happen anyway. But how do we bring sort of Telemundo's music heart to the World Cup? And we're very proud to announce, and we're actually gonna show something tonight, on Thursday night during the Billboard events. We've been very proud to partner with J Balvin to be able to bring something, a World Cup song that is exclusively made for Telemundo and for the audience, of course, but that really matches sort of what Telemundo feels to be the World Cup sentiment for all US Hispanics.
I didn't even know that. That's awesome. That's really cool. As you could tell, Telemundo is always thinking 6 steps ahead, and that's, I guess, what some people say. Oh, Telemundo is very nimble. Telemundo is very agile in the sense and very avant-garde with some of the programming, and very different and goes, you know, if everybody's going this way, Telemundo usually goes this way, and they usually get it right. So I thank you once again, because I am a fan of this programming. I am a fan of Telemundo, the fact that I'm part of the family, but I am a fan of the product that we put out. And Carla González Vargas, executive producer of, one of the executive producers of Luis Miguel La Serie, el trabajo es fabuloso. Like once again, what is the future? Is there something that they should know about Luis Miguel La Serie of upcoming episodes? Right? I mean, I asked them for an advance copy of, and they said no. So I get it. I understand. I'll be there every Sunday at 10 o'clock watching it. So is there anything we could look forward to?
Thank you, George. You know, we're very respectful of people's time. I realize that when someone gives you 1 hour of their time, you better deliver, right? And you better give them something that's worth their while. And believe me, I really invite you to watch it, because you won't be disappointed. We have a surprise, a very rich material, a surprise on every episode. There aren't any fillers to pass time. It's very condensed, and it goes like this, and you know, it just gives you whatever you want to know, it's there.
Diego Boneta, algunas palabras, anything else you want to comment? By the way, Luis Miguel La Serie is, o sea, Luis Miguel did a cameo. Can you imagine? He did a cameo in his own series on the first episode. He was there. Like, if you blink, you miss it. But he was there, clapping to you, singing as him. It's crazy. Any words? Yeah, right?
No, I mean, this has been the best shooting experience, the best experience of my life. And it's the first time I'm doing, it's been 10 years since I do anything in Spanish. And the level of quality that's behind this, thanks to Carla, Luis, and everyone involved, is truly amazing. And I know Luis has said this 5 times, but you know, the last TV show I did was a Ryan Murphy show. And I mean, esto no le pide nada. You know, Carla really did an amazing job. The directing, every single department is unreal. I mean, we have one director shooting the entire show. That doesn't happen. You know, those are things that I don't care what TV show you watch, whether it's HBO, Netflix, whatever it is, that just doesn't happen. That's a 13-hour movie. That's essentially what we tried to do, which is insane. And thanks to Carla and Luis and everyone involved, we were able to pull it off, and I'm just honored to be a part of it.
Also, props to the rest of the cast. Oscar Jaenada, amazing personaje, haciendo el papel del padre de Luis Miguel, Luisito Rey, the father of Luis Miguel. Paulina Dávila, Juan Pazurita plays your brother, Sodi, Camila Sodi,
César Bordón de Relatos Salvajes. I mean, and every single actor. I mean, the mom, who's Italian, the actress is Italian. Hugo Lopez, who was Argentinian, the actor is from Argentina. I mean, it was very, 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 just so thoughtful, so detailed. It was unbelievable.
How'd you get that gap in your teeth, by the way? He had the Luis Miguel gap, which he took off. He got again, and you took off apparently. How'd you do that? Is that a secret?
Oh, they shaved it off.
Yeah, are you kidding? Like, how do you get a gap in your tooth?
You know, you watch all these Marvel movies and all these CGI movies. You think that doing a gap would be pretty simple. Right?
No, man, you can't gap your teeth. Nobody.
It was so hard. First off, we went through 10 different prosthetics, in which it was a different version of Austin Powers the whole time. You know,
because your teeth were getting big.
And all that stuff. Until I went to my orthodontist Erika, and I said, Erika, I don't care what you do. I need to get that gap. It's very important. He had 2 gaps. I'm only asking for 1. What do we do?
Yeah, he had a gap on the top and the bottom.
And on the bottom, yeah. I said, I just want 1. And she was like, well, you know, we can try shaving it. And she had the
Dude, shaving your teeth, for real? For a roll?
Yeah, the thing going. That zzz, and right as she was going to do it, she goes, Diego, I can't do it. Let me try one last thing. I go, okay, but one last thing. And she was the one that put my braces on as a kid. So she said, what if, you know the thing that they glue braces with, right? That like white kind of cement.
Yeah, it's like crazy glue, but it's to the umph level.
Exactly, the crazy glue.
Resin, right?
Yeah. Resin, whatever you call it, cemento, resina, lo que sea, eso. Instead of it being white or tooth colored, she made one that was it was black. So she put it on. She shaved my teeth just a little bit to be able to put that on, and then that was permanent throughout the whole shoot. And I sent pictures to Carla. I remember I was sending her all these pictures. Like, Carla, what do you think? What do you think? And it looked great. And it
looks perfect. You know what I thought you guys did? I thought you guys you did like reverse braces. Instead of braces to put your teeth together, you put them on to like.
No.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing I thought of. But then after the filming, you put your teeth back together again.
We had no time. But also another thing that was really hard.
We're talking way too much about teeth right now. I'm sorry, but it was just fascinating the fact that
Y eso que no te estoy contando las veces que me quemé las pompas con los bronceados, brother.
That's next week's edition of Billboard panel. Luis Miguel La Serie.
The tanning was not easy, guys. The tanning was not easy.
I'm sure it's not even easy for Luis Miguel.
And the color of the hair, because one day he came to our office and he was orange, completely orange. Yeah, it took a while.
You know, if they didn't pay attention to these details to make it real for us, the viewers, then none of these anecdotes that are funny now, and I'm sure it wasn't funny back then, can be shared. We invite you guys to watch Luis Miguel La Serie every Sunday on Telemundo in Spanish a las 10:09 Centro, 10 p.m., 9 Central Time Zone. With
Creo que es 9/8 Central.
9/8 Central? Oh, my bad. 9/8 Central.
Okay, yes.
Who's clapping back there? The person from Telemundo, I'm sure.
That's Telemundo PR. That was about.
You guys could have screamed and said it right. I mean, a las 9:08 Centro, 9/8 Central. You guys are gonna love it. I guarantee you guys are gonna get hooked. The way you should with a TV show. Once again, thank you, Mr. Luis Silberwasser. Gracias, Carla. Thank you again. Gracias, Diego.
Placer.
And
everyone.
do we have time for questions? Yes or no?
Yeah, questions.
Anybody? We do have time for questions? Yes. Okay. Questions. Oh, there it is. Oh my God! I didn't know that. Question. Somebody give her a mic, or just scream it out. It's not that big. Go ahead. You. Oh, here
Escuchamos.
you go. There you go.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Soy Daniela Nares, conductora de televisión y relaciones públicas de Natural Talent. Hi, how are you? Okay. Hey. My question is, first of all, for you guys about the production and about the partnership with Netflix. Okay, the big thing with Netflix is that we want to see the whole series in one weekend. You know what I mean? Like, you want to sit down and check it out, everything, don't sleep, don't eat, just watch it all. And how you are going to, like, do this thing with them that we are going to wait, even in Netflix, to watch it every Sunday?
Well, here's the thing. Telemundo got the world premiere of the series, and Netflix had a choice of whether to... The original plan was to wait after Telemundo, and when they saw how much attention the show was getting, they decided to go in Telemundo's rhythm and do it week by week. So they sort of decided to do that.
Yeah, and I'll also mention that it's been a great collaboration with Netflix. This is a project that in the US, it's sort of exclusive on Telemundo, and rest of the world, or at least in Latin America, is in Netflix. And as Carla is saying, you know, their programming strategy sort of adapted to sort of our programming strategy. And I think part of the way the series is done, it also invites people to sort of every week watch for a new episode.
Vale. Y bueno, si me permiten, la siguiente pregunta es para Diego. Y vemos en el promo que Luis Miguel dice que para llegar a la cima hay muchos sacrificios. Tú como artista, ¿qué sacrificios has hecho para llegar a donde estás o qué es lo que estás dispuesto a hacer?
Separarse los dientes.
Quemarme
Con
las
eso,
pompas para
con
un
eso.
papel. Mira, ¿ya viste tú el primer capítulo o no?
Sí.
Ok. Ahí, obviamente lo que dice el teaser, ¿should I say it in English or in Spanish? Lo que sea, ok.
En español. Luis
En
Miguel.
español. Pues eso es en personaje, ¿no? Y yo realmente como Diego, si tú me preguntas a mí si crees que he hecho sacrificios, yo te diría que no. Claro que han habido decisiones difíciles, pero uno no puede hacer todo. Pero al final de cuentas, yo a los 8 años sabía que esto era lo que quería hacer. Y tuve la gran fortuna de encontrar mi pasión a esa edad. Entonces, sí, digo, quizás no fui a high school como mis hermanos, pero era por una decisión mía. Mis padres nunca me forzaron a ser cantante o ser actor, es más, todo lo contrario, ellos querían que yo no hiciera esto. Entonces, estoy muy agradecido y estoy dispuesto a, digo, hacer todo dentro de lo ético, dentro de lo moral, ¿no? Pero esto es mi vida, esto es lo que me apasiona hacer.
Muchas felicidades.
Gracias.
Next.
Any other questions?
O continúo.
By the way, when you make, going back to the whole Netflix thing, see, I didn't know that. When you make Netflix change their strategy, that's a pretty big deal. Yes, acá.
Felicidades por la serie. Vi el primer capítulo y
Ponte
es
de pie, ponte de pie,
Ok,
hermano,
voy.
por favor.
Vale.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Sergio.
Hola, Sergio.
La pregunta es para Diego. Después de toda esta aventura, travesía de interpretar a Luis Miguel, ¿con qué te quedas de Luis Miguel? ¿Qué aprendiste de Luis Miguel que te digas tú, esto me quedo para toda la vida?
Mira, es una muy buena pregunta porque durante 2 años me tocó no juzgarlo, sino justificarlo, porque eso es lo que un actor hace, tienes que justificar todo. Y ahora que llevo 1 mes o 1 mes y medio fuera del personaje, creo que una de las cosas que se me hace fascinante que él ha podido hacer con su carrera hasta ahora es mantener su vida privada y su vida artística separada. Él es Luis Miguel, no por los chismes, él es Luis Miguel por su trabajo, por su voz, por su talento, por sus canciones. Y hoy en día creo que es muy difícil ver eso, ¿no? Digo, hay otros ejemplos, digo, no me quiero meter en otras personas, pero donde no sabes si es por el chisme o por el talento que están donde están. Y yo creo que por eso es que él tiene una carrera tan sólida y con tanta credibilidad. Entonces, para mí, eso es algo que yo comparto con él. Digo, no es que no quiero que nadie sepa nada de mí, no, pero creo que es importante mantener la vida privada, y el lado pues de trabajo, que yo finalmente soy actor, tratar de que lo que salga al público sea más ese lado.
Yo puedo agregar algo, no sé, Diego, ¿tú qué piensas? Pero parte de lo que tratamos de hacer cuando hacemos este tipo de series, y creo que desde la concepción de la escritura, es de que la audiencia sienta de que son seres humanos al final del día. Son seres humanos que no son míticos, sino que son seres humanos como todos nosotros. Y ojalá que la audiencia sienta eso al final del día, ¿no? De que lo que le pasa porque son seres humanos, tienen familias, algunas veces bien, algunas veces mal. Y creo que eso es el gran valor de ese tipo de bioseries que traemos al mercado.
Totalmente. Y eso es lo que Carla, junto con los guionistas, esa fue como la labor más importante, el humanizar a un mito. Y que sea el lado humano que salga para que ojalá pase lo que pasó con nosotros al final de la serie, que es no solo tener una admiración por él como artista, pero ahora como persona. Tener esa empatía.
Al final de cuentas, estas estrellas, figuras, son humanos y también, al igual que nosotros, somos productos de lo que hemos vivido en nuestra vida, con familiares y todo lo demás, obstáculos y cosas así. Otra preguntita. Adelante. Oh, micrófono. Buenas tardes.
Mencionando que tenías muchos años que no hacías algo en español. Antes que nada, felicidades por ponernos en alto como latino y como mexicano en el mercado anglosajón. Y mi pregunta aquí es ¿qué fue el punto más importante, obviamente aparte de ratings, bla, 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 etcétera, qué fue el punto más importante personal que te inspiró a tomar este papel?
Ver la calidad que hay detrás. Poderme sentar con Carla, con Mark, con Luis, con todos los creativos y con los productores detrás y entender qué tipo de serie querían contar. Porque hay una versión más light y hay una versión con mucha calidad que está empujando los límites, o sea, cosas que no se han hecho antes. Y eso fue lo que hizo que le entrara a ver la entrega desde Luis Miguel, que finalmente haya decidido contar algo que para él es tan fuerte. Yo le admiro mucho eso a él. Y Carla y los guionistas y todo, o sea, que era un producto de muchísima calidad. El que Oscar Jaenada también esté, digo, es de los mejores actores que hay.
Muchas gracias.
¿Alguien más? Tenemos dos.
I'm going to change languages for a minute.
Hi.
Hi. Can you talk to us a little bit about why Spanish versus doing this entire content stream? And this question's more for Carla, as you're developing a business unit. Can you talk to us a little bit about why?
You mean for this particular series or in
Or
general?
anything. Why would you open a business right now that is Spanish-centric?
Well, it's the second most spoken language in the world, for a start. Up there with Chinese, but it's right there. And listen, I'm not particularly married to any language in specifically. I think that a good story is a good story, regardless of the language. I have watched many foreign productions that within the 10 minutes you forget what language it's in because the story is so compelling. So my goal is to tell good stories regardless of the language they're spoken in. We are also looking into bilingual projects because we feel that they're more and more relevant as this marketplace progresses. But what we are married to is to elevate the conversation of Latin or Hispanic content and what it means to be Hispanic or of Hispanic heritage today. I think it's very broad, it's very rich, it's very complex, and the amount of angles that we can approach are limitless. And I think that we need to broaden that conversation of what it means to be Hispanic today.
Última pregunta. We have 1 more minute. I think there was a question up here somewhere. Young lady up in the front, I think. Raise your hand once again. There you are.
Thank you for the young part. Mi pregunta es para Luis y tiene que ver con la transición de la televisión. Aquí se une la televisión más tradicional, Telemundo, con Netflix, las plataformas on demand. También está la transición en cuanto al lenguaje de las nuevas generaciones aquí en Estados Unidos. La pregunta sería, ¿cómo ves el futuro de la televisión por las transiciones que hay en la tecnología y en el lenguaje y qué se viene también? Pero no a nivel programación, sino a nivel planear una compañía de contenidos a futuro a través de las décadas.
Sí, mira, yo creo que primero que todo, creo que Telemundo siempre se ha caracterizado por por tratar de siempre tener algo nuevo, una estrategia diferente. Fuimos los primeros que hicimos las super series, series más cortas, ahora estamos tomando el paso con lo que llamamos series premium. Y creo que todo te lo dice la audiencia, ¿no? La audiencia creo que lo más importante es seguir lo que la audiencia quiere. Creo que al final del día la audiencia quiere un producto de alta calidad, quiere historias apasionantes, quiere que estén hechas bien, de alta calidad. Y en el caso nuestro de Telemundo, nosotros creemos 100% en el poder de contar historias en español a un público que todavía consume medios en español y que por los muchos años que vienen van a seguir consumiendo medios en español. Y creemos de que podemos darle a la audiencia un producto de muy alta calidad y ser los mejores en el mercado de hacer eso. Lógicamente que hay que también tener en cuenta qué está pasando con la audiencia, dónde lo está viendo. Telemundo, así como muchas otras empresas, no solamente tiene sus contenidos en televisión, sino que lo tienen en múltiples plataformas, en móvil, en iPads, en diferentes maneras de ver el contenido y consumirlo, y tratar de mirar a ver para dónde va la audiencia y qué quiere ver, ¿no? Creo que nuestra movida del domingo es eso, ¿no? Dar un poquito de un guiño a esa audiencia que quiere ver con contenido de pronto más corto de lo que lo pueden ver lunes a viernes con nuestras otras super series. Entonces, ya sea Telemundo o Netflix o el que lo esté haciendo, creo que todos estamos en ese mismo ritmo de tratar de entender bien a la audiencia y darle a la audiencia lo que ellos al final del día quieren.
Mira, y ya que estamos en esta semana acá y se aproximan los premios Billboard, una semana de música, tenemos que hablar rápidamente acerca de lo que es la música de Luis Miguel La Serie, porque hablamos y tocamos de lo difícil que quizás fue el reto tan fabuloso que fue interpretar las canciones de Luis Miguel en el tono de él, trabajar con Kiko Cibrián, precisamente una leyenda también musical, y lograr esto, que es el soundtrack. Cuando vi el primer capítulo, al final me quedé leyendo los créditos y ahí fue cuando me di cuenta. Decía Diego Boneta, vocales, y yo, wow, Diego cantó estas canciones. El significado de la música en una serie como Luis Miguel, ¿qué tan importante eso fue para ti?
Yo creo que para lo que Luis también dijo, creo que lo que está, o sea, no hay nada que rompa más barreras que la música. O sea, puedes ver, o sea, y las dos cosas más grandes del año pasado fue Despacito y Coco. Y las dos, o sea, eran muy heavily on the music side of things. Entonces, creo que el lado musical de la serie era súper importante porque pues, Luis Miguel es quien es por su música, por su voz, y poder contar con Kiko Cibrián, quien es el productor vivo que más ha trabajado con él y más le ha producido discos, es como si se hiciera una serie de Michael Jackson y tuvieras a Quincy Jones musicalizando toda la serie. No sabíamos si era algo que iba yo a poder cantar o no, porque son canciones muy difíciles. Los que vieron Rock of Ages, digo, si tú comparas las canciones de Journey con las de Luis Miguel son mucho más difíciles. Entonces fue un experimento de ver qué tanto podía cambiar mi tono de voz para sonar como alguien que no era yo. Y era algo que ni mi maestro de canto, ni Kiko, ni yo habíamos hecho, pero sabíamos todos que era algo importantísimo para la serie, para que le diera esa credibilidad y para que el público viera realmente también la entrega detrás de esto. Todas las canciones son reproducidas, regrabadas, no hay pistas. Tanto Isan, que es el niño, y yo cantamos todo, y fue dificilísimo. Cantar canciones de Luis Miguel es realmente una locura.
Y haces un trabajo fabuloso, así que el aplauso para Diego Boneta, para el equipo tras precisamente de las canciones que interpreta Diego en la serie. El aplauso también para Carla, Gato Grande Productions, Executive Producer. Y el aplauso para nuestro presidente de Telemundo, el señor Luis Silverwasser. Y el aplauso para ustedes. Gracias por estar con nosotros, por las preguntas. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it. Don't miss it. If you guys haven't seen it, I seriously recommend it. Luis Miguel La Serie, Sunday nights at 9, 8 Central. 9, 8 Central en Telemundo. And nothing. Thank you guys once again. I mean, estoy fascinado. Qué placer. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of the evening. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Rest up. We have a great party on Thursday con los Premios Billboard de la música latina in its 20th anniversary. Bye guys.
Dicen que alguien ya vio